Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on NiADA, our award-winning non-invasive anemia detection algorithm. Monere Corp is a US-based health tech company building AI-powered solutions for early disease detection and public health diagnostics. Our flagship product, NiADA, is designed to enable non-invasive hemoglobin testing at scale, quickly, affordably, and without needles. Before we begin, a few housekeeping notes. This session is being recorded and will be made available on our official website shortly after this event. All the participants have been muted to minimize any disruptions. If you have any questions, please use the chat or QA box, and you will be made available on our official website shortly after the event. Please feel free to use the chat section or the QA box during the session for any questions that you may have. We will try to address as many questions as we can at the end. I'm Saurabh Sinha from Monere, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. We are excited to have two wonderful speakers with us. First, we will hear from Dr. Prova Burman, one of our senior team members at Monere who leads our regulatory and quality strategy, sharing the concept and working principle of NiADA along with validation results. Then I will walk you through various use cases and success stories from our field implementations across India and beyond. Finally, we'll hear from Dr. Farhad Ahamed, Associate Professor at the Department of Community Medicine and Family Medicine, AIIMS, Kalyani. Dr. Ahmed brings deep insights from the public health and academic space and has been pivotal in the clinical validations of NiADA at AIIMS, Kalyani. His encouragement and support from the beginning has been from the beginning, and it has been instrumental for us. As for me, I am Saurabh Sinha, Head of Sales and Operations at Monere. My background is in mechanical engineering from Jadavpur University, Kolkata, and I have over 20 years of diverse experience spanning automotive, hospitality, and healthcare technology sectors. Currently, I am closely involved with driving regulatory strategy, business development, sales, and strategic market expansion for Monere's solutions. I also oversee the data collection from hospitals, ensuring rigorous quality assurance and support the clinical validation projects. With that, let's get started. Over to you, Dr. Prova.
Thank you, Shora. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. So I'm Prova Burman, Head of Regulatory Affairs and Quality Assurance at Monere. So I am very excited to introduce you um, to Monere's innovative products, NiADA, which is a smartphone application that can estimate hemoglobin levels and detect anemia in real time using just a smartphone camera without a need for any blood draws. So let me start by sharing a little about myself. So I hold a PhD from NICET Kolkata and completed my postdoctoral research at UCLA, which is University of California, Los Angeles, focusing on the virology research. My early career began at UCLA too as a research scientist, mainly working on cell and gene therapy, personalized cellular product manufacturing and clinical trials. And over time, I transitioned towards quality and regulatory affairs. And I'm a certified auditor too. So currently, I am working as associate director at a biotech company, and I'm also assisting a Monere on regulatory application and clinical trial management. So now, without further ado, let's explore how NiADA algorithm works, its key applications, and its impact on anemia screening. So let's start with a brief background. So as it's well known and is available in World Health Organization statistics that anemia is a wide spread public health challenges affecting both developing and developed countries alike. So it significantly diminishes productivity in adults, adversely affects physical and cognitive developments of children and women of reproductive age. They are especially vulnerable with anemic, vulnerable with anemia. So globally, about 2 billion people, which is around 24% of population, suffers from iron deficiency anemia. Approximately 30% of women of the reproductive age and nearly 40% of the kids under 5 years old are anemic. Unfortunately, this anemia often remains undiagnosed. So let's examine why our traditional invasive hemoglobin detection methods that are used in the lab, which is a gold standard for the traditional method, faces some critical challenges. So here are some challenges that the traditional methods have, which is invasive, that needs either a needle prick or blood collection from veins, which is painful and uncomfortable, mainly for children and people who are afraid of needle pricks, of course. These are very expensive, high cost for the equipments. We need a special management, maintenance of those equipments, constant calibrations, the reagents, consumables. Also, we need a trained personnel, phlebotomist for blood draw, maintenance of the equipments, which makes it very expensive test and impractical for low resource settings. Also, it's not accessible for rural or remote areas that lacks labs, trained personnel, stable and energy supplies, um, not scalable. Mass population screening is very labor intensive, slow, and requires significant resources, making it difficult to scale up. Logistical issues, um, blood sample collections, safe transport, storage, all these added to the complexity and cause delays. And also for this lab testing, we do not get the same day results, so makes us difficult to manage anemia. Biowaste is a bigger part, is a large part to manage with blood collections and blood contaminated materials, which pose infection risk and environmental contaminations for proper disposal of these um, blood stained materials. So all these added up to challenges that we have with this traditional lab test methods. And that's where comes to our AI-driven digital approaches like NiADA, which can make a real difference. So that's how we come into the pictures. Let's see how our NiADA algorithm works. So here is a pictorial diagrams. So you can see there is a concept for generations. Clinicians have relied on a simple but very effective visual assessment. They examine the color of the inside of lower eyelid, known as palpebral conjunctiva pallor, as a quick indicator of anemia. This method is an empirical observation that helped estimate hemoglobin levels without need for immediate lab test. So NiADA uses these principles, this concept, and bring it to that new digital era. So our proprietary data set, which is about 135,000 high quality images that paired with lab tested hemoglobins, that enables us to train and validate our AI platform technology extensively. So at the heart of this Monere, we have these patent pending AI platforms. That's NiADA algorithm, non-invasive anemia detection algorithm, um, that uses advanced image analysis and deep machine learning and interprets smartphone images of the lower eyelid to estimate hemoglobin levels and then flag anemia if it is lower than WHO designated hemoglobin level. So all this technology is that delivered in output as a Monere smartphone app. So the user or the healthcare worker takes a photo of the lower eyelid and within seconds the app provides a hemoglobin estimation and indicates or flags if there is anemia, likelihood of anemia, and also provides us a tool for further ongoing monitoring. So let's check how user experience and how our apps look like in practice. So at first, user or healthcare worker, based on whichever is suitable for their use, they will download that specific app. They will find a well-lit area, if it is a multi-user capability app, then they will add patient's information. After patient details enter the page, they will ask the patient to gently pull down their lower eyelid, position the camera on the eye level, and the patient ask patient to look upward so that the app can get the area of interest, and then app will automatically captures the camera will automatically capture the image. You do not have to press any button. So that's the feature of the app. Then the app will analyze it and display that HbAI score, which is the hemoglobin score, along with the anemia status, which is in a colored coded bar along with the number 2. So that's how within not more than 30 seconds, this will give us the results, the hemoglobin level and anemia status. That's as simple and easy with very minimal training. So then let me briefly highlight why NiADA is a big breakthrough innovation and how it outperforms other non-invasive FDA approved and market available apps, such as one is Masimo's SPHP, which is market available as a handheld device, not as a cell phone app. So you can see in the left side, we have a scattered plot that compares our NiADA AI, HbAI score, that's a hemoglobin level, and the traditional lab hemoglobin levels comparison. You can see y-axis as NiADA's measurement and x-axis as lab tested hemoglobin. And you can see each point here, each dot is represent a unique patient samples. So that those points as close to the dotted red lines, which is an ideal line, that means there's accurate prediction. So NiADA's regression line, that's the blue line you can see, is very closely aligned to that real ideal line, which indicates that errors are very minimal, as indicated with the color a clustering of the dots, the robustness with a large sample size. So, and also on the right side, you can see a colored scale, which shows that if the prediction error magnitude. So green means that all the dots are very close to the zero. So now we can focus on the right side, which is a comparison of NiADA's values with market available FDA approved Masimo's device that non-invasively also can estimate hemoglobin. So you can see how many numbers we use to clinically validate it over the double the number we used for NiADA's clinical validations. Also, NiADA has a wide range for hemoglobin from minimum 6 to 17 hemoglobin it can use. The mean absolute error, which is not reported by Massimo, but we can proudly say that it is within 1 to 1.28 is the error rate. And in 95% confidence interval, it shows about 2.6, which in Massimo's, it's 2.8. So, and about the sensitivity, if we take our threshold as 11 hemoglobin, it's above 90%. So in short, we can say that NiADA is more accurate, more sensitive and validated on a large and broader population than FDA-approved other alternatives. This means a reliable, rapid, also pain-free, non-invasive anemia screening for everyone. So you can follow our website. We have other published works over the years, and so you can see more data there. So now, let's look at our all collaborators and our customers and valuable partners that help us to achieve this excellent performance of our apps. So here are some of the listed partners that we proudly collaborated with. Saurabh will also give you some insights of some of those, but mainly mention Sharp Family Foundation, which is our bigger supporter of community health initiatives. AIIMS does our large-scale clinical studies. Some of the university, Columbia University, Brown University, we are pursuing our clinical trials right now. Same with our University of Utah and Saskatchewan universities, where we are doing pediatric and pregnant women clinical studies. That collaboration is ongoing. Other outside some organizations, we are doing some community health screening and validation too. So this collaboration help us rigorously test, validate, and improve our technologies and the benefit of communities everywhere. So lastly, I would like to show that our work has been recognized on various prestigious innovation platforms. Few are listed here. So we were the MIT Solve Global Health Equity Competition with the winner in 2024. We are also the third place bronze award winner for Stanford Pediatric Device Challenge. We also got the top prize for Bio Utah Shark Tank 2025, where our headquarters is. And lastly, it's a real honor that we were selected to present our innovation and work at UNICEF SARC Regional Conference that happened earlier this month in Colombo, Sri Lanka. And Saurabh was presenting there. So that was a real honor for us. So this honors motivates us to continue advancing this accessible non-invasive anemia screening worldwide. I will stop here. I would love to hear your questions, whether about our technology, our research, opportunities for collaboration. Please feel free to drop your questions in the chat. And with that, I am going to hand over to Saurabh. Saurabh, take us away and with some use case scenarios of NiADA. Thank you.
Thank you, Prova, for detailing out how NiADA works and how effective it is. Now let me walk you through how NiADA is not just an idea, it's already making an impact in the real world. Whether it's used by public programs, hospitals, or NGOs, this tool is reshaping the way we approach anemia. So NiADA isn't here to replace lab tests. It's built to complement and accelerate outreach screenings, triage, and mass surveys. It fits where blood tests struggles, like schools, Anganwadis, remote camps, and crowded OPTs. Anemia Mukt Bharat is one of the largest public health missions. NiADA fits right in it. It speeds up large-scale surveillance, empowers the ASHA and ANM workers, and provides data on the spot. No labs, no needles, just quick, reliable results, enabling timely action and smarter targeting. Let's travel to the hills of Changlang district in Arunachal Pradesh, where NiADA had one of its most inspiring early pilots. Here, the district administration didn't just support us, they just supported the innovation, they embraced it. The district magistrate and district medical officer led from the front. They championed the pilot across 5 government schools, where we screened almost 600 plus students from class 6 to class 10. That kind of leadership, bold and straight thinking, sets the stage for change. Even more remarkable, these teachers conducted the tests themselves. With simple manuals and live guidance, they used NiADA confidently. No internet dependency, no lab setup, no needles. Instant results, zero fear. In areas often overlooked, NiADA proved it could go where traditional testing can't. This wasn't just a pilot, it was a proof of what's possible when tech meets trust. In Vijayawada, we tested NiADA at pediatrics PHCs. The frontline workers loved it. The children who usually fear finger pricks smiled through the tests. Parents were amazed, and we saw how painless tech builds trust in health systems. Now picture this, an NGO worker in a tribal area with minimal training, screening 200 women in one day without carrying a single lancet. That's NiADA in action. It breaks barriers, no logistics, no electricity dependency, and data that tells stories. In Valsad, Gujarat, we supported a CSR-led screening drive. Tribal communities where traditional tests often fail to reach were screened at scale. It proved that access doesn't need to be expensive, it just needs to be smart. In Dharampur, Gujarat, SRMD Hospital has partnered with the Shah Family Foundation. Shah Family Foundation is a US-based philanthropic organization deeply committed to health equity and education. They didn't just support a trial, they believed in the technology. The foundation boldly placed an order for 1 million NiADA tests, an extraordinary vote of confidence. With their support, NiADA was deployed to screen these underserved populations, demonstrating how vision and scale can come together. This is where global leadership fuels local transformation, powered by a phone camera, AI, and purpose. From OPDs to ICUs, NiADA is solving a key problem, that's delay. In Fortis, Kolkata, we deployed it in the emergency room, helping doctors get hemoglobin levels within seconds. In Sao Paulo, Brazil, HCOR is using it in OPDs for pre-op and post-op anemia screening. It blended right into their hospital workflows. 83 staff members were screened during an employee wellness drive on the World Anemia Awareness Day 2025. 15% were found anemic. So that's real insight for preventive care. Blood banks often reject donors late after a finger prick and long wait. So NiADA changes that. It checks eligibility instantly, cleanly, and safely. It's already being used at CNCI in Kolkata for pre-donation screening. Beyond that, NiADA can be successfully deployed at multiple blood donation camps, speeding up the eligibility checks and boosting the donor confidence. With no needles involved in screening, participation goes up and organizers can test more people in less time. We also work with BGR mining at Pachwara in Jharkhand. There are coal mines there in Pachwara. So we screened the local miners. We also supported Damodar Valley Corporation in Kolkata to screen their female staff. So anemia in the workplace is invisible until it's not. So NiADA made it visible. What we have built is not just a tool, it's a movement. Our partners span hospitals, NGOs, governments, and CSR foundations. They have tested NiADA in the toughest places, and every test tells us the same thing. It works. For over a decade, the World Health Organization has been on a mission to reduce global anemia, especially among women, children, and adolescent girls. Yet today, nearly 1 in 4 people worldwide still suffer from anemia, often undiagnosed or untreated. NiADA addresses directly this challenge. It aligns with WHO's goal by making anemia screening faster, safer, and dramatically more scalable, even in the most underserved communities. WHO's global nutrition target aims to reduce anemia in women of reproductive age by 50% by 2030. Tools like NiADA are essential to achieve that, enabling early detection, decentralized access, and fast data collection at scale. So, according to the WHO, anemia affects about 30% of women of reproductive age globally, making it one of the most prevalent public health issues. NIADA empowers health systems to meet WHO's 2030 targets through early detection and rapid action. So here's my ask. If you represent a hospital, a NGO, a CSR program, or public health department, join us, partner with us. Let's co-create a world where no one is left out of anemia screening because of cost, blood fear, or distance. NIADA is live on the Google Play Store as well as Apple App Store. You can download it now on any smartphone. Our team is just a call or email away. Let's work together to scale this and rewrite the story of anemia with speed, dignity, and intelligence. And now it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Farhad Ahamed to share his thoughts. As someone deeply immersed in public health and academia, Dr. Ahmed will talk us through the broader implications of anemia detection and how innovations like NIADA can drive real-world impact. Once Dr. Farhad had shared his remarks, we will move to a brief Q&A session. Please feel free to drop your questions in the chat section or the QA box if you haven't all done it already. We will take them up shortly. Over to you, sir.
Uh, Thank you, Saurav. It's a very pleasant morning here at Kolkata. Regarding NIADA, so basically, I was working in the area of anemia for last 10 years, and one important, obstacle or bottlenecks which we identified that anyway we are not able to reduce the anemia prevalence across all age group. When we dig more into the deep, and we identified that one of the major reason is many people, they do not know their hemoglobin status, or that is anemia status. Because when government is doing any survey, they are seeing that around 50% people they are anemic, and or 50% women, or more than 60% children are anemic. But in majority and in reality, as anemia doesn't give much symptoms, so they are not able to detect their anemia status or check their hemoglobin level. But in addition to that, at public health level, the instruments which are available in the public health institutes, that are not that reliable. Many states, they are still using very old techniques. Now government of India is pushing for point of care testing devices, but those devices are like invasive, like you have to prick your fingers. There is a issue of biomedical waste which Pro already discussed. Now this NIADA instrument is AI based. So when I think Mo came to us and discussed about this instrument, we are very excited to see it. So I just told her that he will check it for the validity, whether it is giving us a good result or not. Now as a public health expert, we are, which you also said, that this should not be a replacement of a laboratory test. It should be like a supplement to the laboratory test. We just wanted to know what is the hemoglobin status of age group, which are mostly is very difficult to do a finger prick or to track their blood, or the age group where we need to check their hemoglobin levels repeatedly, that is pregnant women group. So in this both group, we tested our this device, your device. Can you please show the next slide? Yeah, so we tested this NIADA, and in addition to that, we also used another instrument which is very commonly used in India, but this is a invasive method. So you can, from here you can see that the hemoglobin levels, which these three, this NIADA, HemoQ, and laboratory analysis, which is done by automated Sysmex method, the values are almost similar. There's not much defect. So we this is a very earlier stage. I think your instrument has improved a lot, and recently you have published one very good article which showed a drastic improvement of your NIADA, algorithm or software. Can you please show the next one? Yeah. So these are two, I mean, statistical jargon. One is bias and limit of agreement. So this bias says how much the NiADA values are, I mean, deviating from the values, like when it is compared with the HemoQ. You suppose if HemoQ gives it 10, so NiADA gives it 10.4. In like if laboratory gives is around 10, so our NiADA is giving around 9.7. So for public health perspective, these are very, I mean, exciting results, because whenever we are going to the community, there is very less access. It's very difficult to test a child, or there is a need of repeated testing of a woman, especially hemoglobins and all. So this the results are very exciting. So I think your newer version will be more accurate, and it will be giving I mean, very good result. In addition to that, I think this NiADA has an inbuilt I mean, data tracking system, which is very important for uh, anemia reduction in India, and government of India is going to adapt that one. So where the proposal is, if one woman or child enters into this hemoglobin testing, his or her each level of, I mean, each interval of hemoglobin testing will be tracked over the time. So we can see whether after giving the treatment, based on the I mean, test result, whether his hemoglobin level is improving or not. If it is improving and maintaining, it is fine. Not improving, then adequate measures can be taken. But so far with the existing system which we have, with you can understand this, for this 1.4 billion population, is very difficult until unless we use a very user friendly mobile based tracking system. So I think this NiADA is a very great advantage over all other instruments, especially in this regard, that even ASHA worker can see, for suppose she has tested 100 women and children, she can see what is the current status of these people. And definitely it will it is very user friendly. They can check what is the current existing hemoglobin level, they can take decision accordingly, and it helps in the program very profoundly. Can you show the next slide? Yeah. So especially this instrument, our main target population was adult female initially and adult male. You can see the sensitivity. Sensitivity is early stage. It is very, I mean, good, more than 70% for pregnant women and pediatric patient. For pediatric patient was also good. For pregnant women, I think there are some issues with our data also. So, and the number was also very less. But the current result is very encouraging. So overall, this instrument is very helpful for program perspective, and as more as we will use this application, we'll train our, I mean, staffs, our workers. So this will give a excellent result, because initially our staffs are also not that trained. They were facing some problems, some light issues and other. I think all those I mean, improvement has already been incorporated in the near the device. Okay, so for from my side, this is the, I mean, my perception about a device and my experience from a device. And I think the field testing will also be done in a much broader scale at country level or at the sub-SARC level. So we'll get more result, more I mean, insight from this device. But I'm always very hopeful that this device will be very useful for the program, and we'll see the result in another, I think, 1 year or 2 years. Thank you, Saurabh. Any question? Anything?
Thank you, Dr. Farhad, for your valuable insights and for joining us today. Your time and engagement means a lot for us. So we will now open the floor for questions. If you have already submitted your question in the chat section or in the QA section, we will address them now. Uh, if not, this is the time. In case you have not dropped your question, this is the time. Please feel free to ask. So I can see There's no question. It seems that our presentation has gone so clear that there are no questions by the audience. Let's say somebody is typing.
Can you just make access the audio? Someone has the audio blocked, I guess, is muted. Okay, now it's good.
I will ask a question for Farhad.
Sure.
Farhad, how was this is a new type of device, completely new to the market. The concept was new. How was the experience working with the team, coming to you so early?
No, actually, it is very exciting. See, I already explained it that we are looking for similar type of devices. I explained to Krishan also earlier. So initially, I mean, very basic works here at India. People are doing. I mean, they're trying to use AI in healthcare. But for anemia, I asked many people, even the IITians. So they every time they discuss this issue, but there's no solution. So Massimo's was there. I worked with some of the persons from Massimo. They are at that time they were using that device at lab of AIIMS Delhi. It was also not that much exciting, but at the current stage when everyone from a billionaire to a rickshaw puller, everyone is using a smartphone, and they are very, I mean, accustomed with this phone. So this type of app will be very helpful or very useful rather for public health perspective. Now the team is like I always feel to be part of your team. As I mean, very early stage I saw this device or this I mean app. It is very exciting. I always want to see you to grow to a very, I mean, big, because I think this is the future. If we can use this type of devices, this type of I mean, this type of ideas, AI-based thing. So this is revolutionary for a country like India, where we have limited resources, still limited resources. We are not using or we are not able to penetrate technologically to the rural areas. So the cell phone is one technology which is, I think, has the highest penetration in all across all Indias. So some medical application which can be used by smartphone is always very I mean useful. So it's a very good experience working with you across and this validation afterward, and I am always in contact with your team. Whatever you're doing, I'm following you on LinkedIn and other areas. I have short chats with your people.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to highlight that your experience for this is a recorded version, so it will go out to many people, so they will have an idea, like how we work together with clinicians also in different hospital, and we are very thankful to you for giving us an opportunity very early in our Monere's lifetime. Thank you.
So I guess since there are no other questions from the audience, we can move on and end this webinar today. So thank you, thank you, Dr. Farhad, once again. And with this, let's wrap up today's webinar. A heartfelt thanks to all of you, all the speakers, and to everyone who joined us from across the globe. We hope this session sparked new ideas and partnerships. The recording will be available shortly on our website. Take care, and let's continue transforming anemia together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.